You got to obey the rules. Pandora rules.
Hey, welcome back to ScreenCrush. I'm Ryan Airy. So it's been over a decade and James Cameron's other Titanic hit, Avatar, is finally getting a sequel. Now, that movie came out more than a decade ago, so you may not remember like every single detail of the story. So we're going to recap the original movie and give you some info on what to expect from this new film. Let's go!
Let's go.
The original Avatar came out in 2009, which seems like...
It's been 84 years.
And then you're like...
I do not have time for this!
But don't worry, I've got you. In the not too distant future of the 22nd century, in the year 2154, humans have depleted Earth's natural resources, because that's what we do, and now they are colonizing a moon known as Pandora. It's home to both the valuable mineral unobtainium and a tribe of 10-foot tall native blue creatures called the Na'vi. Imagine if the cast of Cats and the Blue Man Group had a baby and then crossbred that with the Kaminoans. The high concentration of carbon dioxide in the Pandoran atmosphere makes it poisonous to humans, rendering them unconscious in about 20 seconds and causing death in about 4 minutes. So they have to wear oxygen masks or exopacks. There are a few specially trained humans that get to inhabit genetically engineered Na'vi bodies called Avtars, and these help them interact with the tribe while their human bodies remain in a remote location. These humans, known as drivers, psychically connect with their avatar bodies, which use their human DNA as part of their genetic templates and greatly resemble the driver's own facial features. Our hero, Jake Sully, is a paraplegic ex-Marine who replaces his identical twin brother, Tom, in the Avtar program after his untimely death.
Looks like him. Looks like you.
Now, originally, he's brought in to act as muscle for Dr. Grace Augustine, who wrote the Avtar program. She works with Dr. Max Patel, Dr. Norm Spellman, and Trudy Chacon, a combat pilot assigned to support the Avtar program.
You should see your faces.
However, he is given a secret mission by Chip Hazard's own twin, Colonel Miles Quaritch, head of RDA security force at Hell's Gate, the human base on Pandora. He promises Jake the company will restore his legs if he provides intel about the Na'vi and their dwelling called the Home Tree. Under it is a rich deposit of unobtainium.
Hey, back up. What's the RDA?
Great question. The Resource Development Administration, or RDA, is funding the whole operation. RDA has monopoly rights to all products shipped, derived, or developed from Pandora and any other off-Earth location. Parker Selfridge, the corporate administrator for the RDA mining operation, is in a tug-of-war with Grace.
You know, I used to think it was benign neglect. But now I see that you're intentionally screwing me.
Now, Grace has been on Pandora for like 3 decades. At one point, she established a school where the Omaticaya clan could learn English and interact with the humans, but that camp closed.
Why did it close?
Well, they don't spell it out, but it's pretty evident what happened when she says,
The last thing I need is another trigger-happy moron out there.
Hey, person, what do you think is the most important day in all of history?
Tom Hanks' birthday, everybody knows that.
Oh, well then good news. I got you this.
Ah, Doug, is this a star map commemorating the birth of Thomas Jeffrey Hanks on July 9th, 1956?
It sure is.
Thank you, high five. This star map was made by Underlucky Stars, the sponsor of this video. Underlucky Stars creates a personalized star map showing the unique alignment of the stars in a place and time chosen by you. This is a great gift to remember an important moment in your life. All you have to do is enter the time and location, and they create a print of the sky. This shows the constellation and locations of all the stars, showing how they were aligned at your special moment. This map is actually showing me how the stars were aligned at the moment I met my wife. This is a really sweet, personalized gift. You can choose from more than 15 designs, your special commemorative message, and the title. It's durable, and it'll last for generations.
Yeah, but how do they know what the stars look like on that particular day?
Well, Doug, Underlucky Stars has proprietary methods of locating stars that have been verified by NASA astrophysicists to ensure their accuracy. This also makes for a great surprise gift. Every time you look at your map, it's a sweet reminder of your anniversary, or when your kids were born, or when you met your store manager. Underlucky Stars also supports and fundraises for the International Dark Sky Association, which is dedicated to limiting light pollution and space litter, so we can actually see the stars in the sky. So Underlucky Stars is running a holiday sale right now. Plus, they're offering ScreenCrush viewers an exclusive 10% discount on any order with the code ScreenCrush. Go to underluckystars.com/ScreenCrush to get your star map now. Now back to what I was saying. One day, while escorting the avatars of Grace and Norm, Jake's avatar is attacked by Pandoran wildlife. First by a hammerhead Titanotheris, and then by a Thanator. He gets separated and lost in the forest, where he is rescued by a female Na'vi named Neytiri. At first, she's unwilling to take him back to her clan, until...
What are they?
Seeds of the sacred tree. Very pure spirits.
Neytiri takes Jake to her father, Itukan, the Omatikaya's clan leader, and her mother, Moat. She's the spiritual leader of this clan, and she tells them what she has just witnessed. She is then ordered to initiate Jake into their society. Thus began Jake's 3-month journey into learning how to become an Omaticaya. By day, he trains with Neytiri and then wakes up and reports to Grace, to Miles, and to Parker. Now, Parker needs the Na'vi out of Home Tree so he can get that sweet, sweet unobtainium beneath the tree, and he'd rather do it through diplomacy so as not to tarnish the company's image, but he's not above using violence. Soon, Grace discovers what Miles is up to and moves her team to work out of the Hallelujah Mountains.
So where are we going?
Getting out of Dodge. I'm not about to let Selfridge and Quaritch micromanage this thing.
Now, these mountains are floating islands that circulate slowly in the magnetic currents, kind of like icebergs at sea. This flex vortex renders detection instruments useless amidst the large magnetic fields, which will be very important in the final climax. Now, the Hallelujah Mountains are home to the mountain banshees that the Na'vi ride, and it's also home to their sacred Tree of Souls. As Jake learns the Na'vi way, he begins to grapple with the ethics of what he's doing, which is further complicated by the fact that he is actually falling in love with Neytiri. When he gets initiated, they pledge to each other under the Tree of Voices. Now, reality comes crashing in literally when the humans bulldoze the tree the following morning. Due to corporate pressure, Parker needs to move into the clan's territory to reach their home tree. Grace, once again, tries to explain the damage that could be caused by destroying the tree.
There's some kind of electrochemical communication between the roots of the trees. It's a global network and the Na'vi can access it. They can upload and download data, memories, at sites like the one you just destroyed.
Her efforts are futile, but Parker does allow Jake and Grace 1 hour to warn the Na'vi that they are coming. Jake confesses that he was a spy, hurting Neytiri, so the Na'vi take him and Grace captive. Quaritch's men destroy Home Tree, killing many, including Neytiri's father, who is the clan chief. Now, Mowat, that's her mother, frees Jake and Grace, but it's too late. They are detached from their avatars and imprisoned by Quaritch's forces. Trudy comes to their rescue and airlifts Jake, Grace, and Norm to Grace's outpost in the Hallelujah Mountains. All does not go according to plan, though, as Miles shoots Grace during the escape. Jake needs the Na'vi's help and must regain their trust. He recalls that they revere a dragon-like creature called the Torak, and if he can connect to one, he will become Torak Makto, a mythical Na'vi hero who leads the people to victory during times of great sorrow. Now a Torak Makto, Jake pleads with the Mowat to heal Grace. The clan does attempt to transfer Grace into her avatar with the aid of the Tree of Souls, but her wounds are too great and she dies. Supported by the new chief, Sute, Jake tells them to gather all the clans to battle the RDA, because now Quaritch wants to take down the Tree of Souls. The night before the battle, Jake prays to the Na'vi deity Ewa via the Tree of Souls because he knows that they are outnumbered and outmatched.
I will stand and fight. You know I will.
So the final showdown takes place in the Hallelujah Mountains, which gives the Na'vi an advantage since human machinery goes haywire in the Flex Vortex. The odds are still ever in the humans' favor, though, thanks to automatic weapons. Sute and Trudy are among the battle's heavy casualties. All hope seems lost until... God, that's beautiful. It's almost as beautiful as when the Ewoks rescued Han Solo.
Huh?
I don't care what anyone says, those bears are heroes. The mighty Empire foiled by a bunch of cuddly, fluffy teddy bears.
I won't do what you tell me! I won't do what you tell me!
Okay, don't know where that came from.
Anyways, back to Avtar. Quaritch, wearing an amp suit, escapes his crashed aircraft and heads to the Avtar Link unit containing Jake's human body. Neytiri heads him off riding a creature, Thantor, and she looks so badass in this scene. The two battle it out and end with Quaritch killing the creature. But Jake shows up before he can stab a pinned Neytiri.
Give it up, Quaritch! It's all over.
Now it's a Jake and Miles face-off. Miles succeeds in damaging the unit, exposing Jake's human body to Pandora's poisonous atmosphere. As Quaritch prepares to slit Jake's avatar's throat, he is killed by Neytiri. She rushes into the unit, and then, to save Jake from suffocation, seeing his human form for the first time.
I see you.
I see you.
The Na'vi are victorious, so with the exception of Jake, Norm, and a few others, all humans are expelled from Pandora. I love how Jake narrates them as aliens here, signaling that he no longer identifies as one of them, which then clues us in on how this film will close out, with Jake being permanently transferred into his avatar with the aid of the Tree of Souls. Honestly, I saw that ending when they tried it with Grace, cause...
Obviously.
Predictable ending or not, Avtar was a giant hit. It brought in more than $2.8 billion at the worldwide box office, becoming the highest grossing movie of all time. Now, critics praised the visual effects, especially the use of performance capture, which was the most popular innovation at the time, thanks to Peter Jackson's work with Gollum in the Lord of the Rings films. It was also shot with a 3D camera system that gave Cameron an augmented reality view in real time. Avtar was one of the films that restarted a fad of 3D cinematic releases, and it's also going to be a viewing option for The Way of Water. Now, where the film received criticism was the plot. Avtar Avatar was very Dances with Wolves meets Ferngully meets Pocahontas. Now say what you want about the generic plot, but there was no denying that moviegoers were enthralled by the spectacle of James Cameron's newest IP. So when it became clear that Avatar was going to be the biggest movie of all time, Cameron announced not one but 4 sequels to the original.
Wow, 4 sequels? That's a lot.
Yeah, 4, but for today we're just going to stick with the one that's coming out now, Avatar: The Way of Water. Here's what we know. Way of Water takes place more than a decade after the events of the first film and focuses on Jake Sully and Neytiri and their preteen children. It also introduces a new tribe of reef-dwelling Na'vi known as the Metkayina. The official logline on the film's website is Avatar: The Way of Water begins to tell the story of the Sully family, Jake, Neytiri, and their kids, the trouble that follows them, the lengths they go to keep each other safe, the battles they fight to stay alive, and the tragedies they endure. Trouble meaning that the aliens are back. Now, we did a deep dive in our trailer breakdown of Avatar: The Way of Water, which I highly suggest that you check out. We go into theories such as Sigourney Weaver's new character Kiri, Jake and Neytiri's adoptive teen daughter, and how she could be connected to Dr. Grace. We also discuss new characters, including Kate Winslet's Ronal, a freediver of the Metkayina, and Cliff Curtis's Tanawari, the leader of the Metkayina and Ronal's husband. Stephen Lang will also be back as Colonel Miles Quaritch. Now, Quaritch has been restored to life by the RDA by becoming a recombinant. That's a new type of Na'vi avatar embedded with the memories of a soldier. We can count on another rematch between him and Jake and Neytiri. The plot remains pretty vague at this point, but we do know that it will be more character-driven. The movie is also incredibly long, 3 hours and 10 minutes, but Cameron has defended his runtime. In an interview with Total Film, he stated, "We didn't spend as much time on relationships and emotion in the first film as we do in the second film, and it's a longer film because there's more characters to service. There's more story to service." Now, while the first film focused on the rainforests of Pandora, this one will focus on the oceans and its wildlife. We also go into more of that in our trailer breakdown. Now, what still remains the same is that this will be a visually stunning spectacle, and it's going to have to make all the money if we want to see more than 3 movies. Remember, it needs to become the 3rd or 4th highest grossing film of all time to even break even. But look, that's something we're going to talk about in a different video. So what do you guys think? Are you looking forward to Avatar: The Way of Water? Will you see it in 3D? Do you think that Cameron's crazy to release a film in this day and age of streaming and the economy? Whatever your comments, please let me know below or at me on Twitter. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe and smash that bell for alerts. For ScreenCrush, I'm Ryan Erie.